How's that gonna go?
Slapping Flex Seal over your lips to get you to shut up when I want to say something.
Hey guys, I'm Nick from HustlinHorsepower, and we got
Maddy from Lady Gangster Racing.
Caden.
race cars and snacks. This is Boost is my friend's son, and guys, I just want to say thank you for everyone that's liking and subscribing to the channel and following along on the journey. It's appreciative. The channel's growing slowly but steadily, and it's actually doing decent.
Yeah, you've been putting out a good amount of videos, and I think that the results are like reflecting on that.
Yeah. So guys, we're trying to do the whole purpose of doing the YouTube videos was basically like to spread the gospel of racing and everything racing's done for myself. And unfortunately / fortunately, we're busy working on a race car right now, so we can't do some of the videos that we ideally like to do right now since we're doing all the build videos. But we're gonna start doing some other types of videos here shortly. So guys, I appreciate it. What?
Sorry.
Slapping lips over there.
Slapping lips over there.
Sorry.
So guys, we appreciate it. Sexy Rex is back here. He's excited, as you can tell.
Somebody suggested we
Calm
move.
down, Rex.
Somebody suggested we move the seat on its back, and he refused to lay in it that way. He went and sat in the other chair that was in here, sitting upright. He refused to lay in the seat when it was on his back. So we put it back upright, and he went right back into it.
So, guys, I appreciate it. Here's the next video for you. Like and subscribe if you want to, and if you don't, we're gonna do this shit anyways. Right?
Yep.
Cool.
Sorry, I didn't mess your video up.
No, hey guys, welcome back to the Hustlin Horsepower YouTube channel. I appreciate everyone that likes and subscribes to the channel. Don't mind my hair. I just spent probably about 5 minutes looking for my hat, and maybe today I'll take 5 minutes not working on the hot rod to trim up this mop here. But hey, last night I got a little bit more work done. Made these rear bars here, and the battery tray. Getting stuff in line. It is not welded in right now because I'm not going to weld in the battery tray until I get everything else exactly figured out. I just did some preparation work, I guess you could say. The anti-roll bar is just sitting up in there right now, but I got that all in. Those are in. Most of the cage welded up, at least on the top and the sides. I'll probably flip the chassis completely over to weld the bottoms of it, just because it's a little bit simpler. So today I'm going to be working on the rear suspension, building the ladder bar setup, probably get the shocks in it, probably mount the anti-roll bar, and a couple other little things. This right here, these bars that I made, that's going to hold the fuel cell, and the fuel cell will probably be 12 to 15 gallons. 1 gallon of fuel is 231 cubic inches. So you could do length times width times height, or if you're a triangle, divided by 2, whatever it is, and you can figure out the approximate cubic inches of your area here, and divide it by 231, and that'll give you whatever it is. So this fuel cell right here, I should be able to put a 12 to 15 gallon fuel cell in here. I might do the radiators a little bit differently. I want to mount them up and down, but I might do split radiators on this deal. Run where there's a radiator here, a small one here, and another small one here, laying horizontally, level with the bed. Let all the air come out from underneath it. Could probably do some louvers or something like that in the bed, or maybe some trap doors or whatever, that if we're street driving it, we could just like prop them up or something like that and let air come in through there, like some vents or something like that, kind of like a trunk vent, right? So like, you know, maybe hinge up a little bit and let all the air when you're driving down the road push down in there, or maybe do it on spacers so that there's a little bit of airflow in there, and I could do some air that comes off the back of the tire or something like that. Figure out something. But yeah, so here we are. This is essentially like, I'm basically, I want to say I'm 7 days into the build, or about 7 days, working days. I mean, we've had about 2 weeks now, but life things happen, and responsibilities are responsibilities, and so on and so forth. And unfortunately, we just can't do race car stuff every day, even though I'd want to. I'm pretty close to doing it every day, but sometimes you only get a couple hours here or a couple hours there. So I was up to about 3 o'clock in the morning getting this stuff done, and I'm gonna go get some tubing. I guess I could walk you guys over here, and I'll explain some of the we're gonna set up the ladder bar setup here. it's never gonna go to that height in the pickup point. I'm gonna put it in the middle. I'm going to put the pickup point in the middle of my range, and I'll measure everything. So yeah, I set up all the bars to equal distance. The upper bars will be 1.25" 095 wall. The lower bars are 1.5" 120 wall chromoly. So I'm gonna go set that stuff up. We'll get the that made today. Get the shocks in it today. Anti-roll bar probably up in it today, and then start working on the front half. Maybe the next day or two. And the goal is to have this thing as a basic roller. When I say basic roller, that's no brakes, that's no steering, this, that, anything else like that. Just a very, very basic roller. 7 days from today, Monday morning of next week. So if we could do that, I'm hoping to have a full roller. Now this is humping it, like it's a lot of work, especially for one person. I'm hoping to have a full roller by July 1st. If we could do that, we'll be in decent shape. Hopefully a little bit before that. Maybe the week before that. That'd put us in a little bit better shape. But yep, that's the intro. And we'll get into the video here shortly. Thank you guys. Appreciate it. So you guys might have seen that guy sitting up here. It is just for mock-up. I promise you that. We use an excess power battery. I used to run Optimas like a long time ago when they were still made, before they changed their manufacturing process and like the plant that they're made in. Those things are junk now. I don't like talking bad about anything, but yeah, those things cost us a lot of troubles several years ago, like 5+ years ago, because those batteries used to be absolutely killer. They used to be a very high quality battery, and then they moved the manufacturing plant over overseas or wherever the hell it was, and the quality went to the scrapper. So guys, we're dealers for excess power. You don't have to buy them through us. There's other good manufacturers out there as well. Those ones down there, wouldn't recommend it. Disclosure, I'm sorry.
Action.
Wait, you gotta go show my pup.
Rexy, you getting some good rest? Back to work.
Alright, so snacks, we were out here working on the ladder bar setup. Unfortunately, my brand new piece, the thread's on our junk, so I don't know how far we're going to be able to get today on the rear suspension. Without having that piece there, I could make one if I wanted to, but
it's ugly in there.
it's a mess. Okay, so Snacks was asking me a question about why was I going 5 threads out on these 3/4 inch heim joints. So this is a 1/2 inch bolt. 1/2 inch bolts have a 3/4 inch head on it. Only because I don't have a tape measure in my pocket. So we're gonna go in here and we'll mark this. Okay, so this is our thread line here. That's because that right there and that right there are the same. So if we have a 3/4 inch thread, we gotta have 3/4 inches of engagement. So there's our minimum engagement. So we'll run this sucker into there. Left-hand thread, so I'm not going crazy. Okay. All right, there's our thread. I already marked it here, but I'll mark it again for you guys. Woo! Boom. Now we're gonna count. We got our nut fully threaded on there. Now we're gonna count.
That was 1 turn, 2 turns, 3 turns, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Okay.
So half of that is your middle point that you want to have as like your starting.
Yeah, because we got to have a minimum of 3/4 inch engagement in our threads here. So we'll back it out 5 turns, and that'll give us six threads of engagement. So
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
okay, and guys, when you're doing this under a car, okay, you don't count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You count like half, 1, half, 2, half, 3. half, 4, half, 5. Now, if someone tells you to crawl under the car and give them a flat of adjustment means this guy's going from here to here, or from here to here, because a hex has 6 sides. A flat, we'll use our junk guy here. There's 6 sides here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You're just gonna have to take my word for it because I'm using an invisible pen right now. 6. 1. So 1 flat would be going from 1 to 2, or from 1 to 6. 2 flats would be going from 1 to 3, or 1 to 5.
Yep.
Guys, if you start going like 6, 10 flats,
No bueno.
no bueno. So, there's that for you guys. Also, there's a thread pitch. So, like, if it's a 1/2 inch thread, there's a certain thread pitch. So, like, 1 flat is X amount of adjustment, but that's not really needed here nor there as far as that goes, because you're not really necessarily counting the distance, you're counting the change, if that makes sense. So, like, does that make sense? So in a lot of things you don't necessarily need to know. Understanding and knowing are 2 different things. Knowing something means like, hey, my name's Nick, right? You know my name, but you don't understand why my name's Nick, right? You didn't meet my parents and ask them, hey, why did you name that kid Nick, right? That's the difference between knowing and understanding. So there's certain things that you can get away with knowing them, and there are certain things that would be very beneficial if you understood them. And in certain things, you can do just fine knowing it without understanding it. And there are certain things that you should really understand, because if you understand it, you understand it. You can quantify things and you can tie things together with it. So, or you could make things repeatable, or go and do it again if you had to do it again. So, there's that.
Back to work.
Yep.
Mick said you're good at sanding this bar. He said you want, he needs me to ask you how to do it or something. That's what Nick asked me. He needs you to sand this bar for him.
You want me to sand it?
Yep.
I'm gonna ask.
That's exactly what he said. He said you're good at sanding bars, so he wanted me to give it to you.
The whole bar?
Yeah. I don't know. He just said sand it.
Heavier than I thought it was gonna be.
He just said sand it. Alright, see you.
So guys, we're over here eating our chili, and Rex is over here sleeping. Now, he wakes up every time we go and get him, but if I could sneak around here. His tongue was licking the ground. I don't even think I got it on video, but his tongue was laying on the ground. Yeah, I just joking, Rexy. I'd leave you alone. Look at, he's got his hair folded up for his own blinders, so he doesn't have to see the light.
His ear over his eye.
Yeah, he's got his blinders on so he can
It's
see.
not the first time he's done that.
I swear he does it on purpose.
He probably does.
Alright guys, so I think Maddy got this on video. I'm not 100% sure, so I'm just going to explain something for you. These right here are just weight bar clamps. They're for 1.5" tubing, because it's got the 1.5" ID. These right here, I'm actually machining them down a little bit. So the anti-roll bar that I have on this car, it was a kit type deal that I bought, and I assembled, I guess you could say. Set it all up to the frame rail width of what the homegrown Hustler was, weld up all the arms and everything like that, and put it in the car. Well, I've decided to reuse that anti-roll bar. it's about $300, a little over $300 for the anti-roll bar to replace it and to build a new one. And I just don't, it just makes sense to, you know, get some used bar clamps here and machine them down to compensate for the width of the frame rails on the new car. I think we're gonna call it the natural born Hustler, compared to what the homegrown Hustler was. So these start off as 750 thousandths thick. I machined them down a little bit, but they're still a little bit tight. So I'm gonna go in here and I got 1.5 inch tubing here. It's the same outside diameter of what the other car is, or sorry, of what the anti-roll bar is. So we're gonna toss this sucker on here, and I'm just gonna butt it up against the clamp here, and then we're gonna face these, I guess you could say. I'm going to face these, and we're gonna take off another, I don't know, probably 20 thousandths or so, 20, 30, 40 thousandths, something like that. Just to make it a little bit, it's just a little bit too tight in there for my personal preference. As far as the left to right, you don't want the anti-roll bar moving left and right in the chassis. You got to have that nice and articulated so the arms will work in good motion and everything like that. But you don't want to have the bushings bound up in there. The bushings are designed to work, and if I just don't want it pinching them. So I'm gonna face this. As you can see, I'm just putting it up against the three-post chuck in here. 3-post chucks are nice for doing most machining, because a 3-post chuck, it self-centers itself. So we're gonna go through here. I'll modify this a little bit, switch the camera around so you guys can see it a little bit easier. That's about 6/25 right there. That's 5/8 of an inch. We're gonna call that one good, and we'll chop this one out.